Hi, I'm Jana Short, and welcome back to Health Influencers Mastermind. This week, we're going to be talking on social media. So it's going to get a little crazy, and I know a lot of you have been social media using it for years, and I'm going to teach you a few things that you maybe didn't know, because I sure didn't. But again, I'm not a social media buff. I do not love social media, but I do it, right? And it grows, and I know what works and what doesn't work. So let me just share my screen with you guys so that we can do this together. So you should have a workbook, right? By the way, I just want to thank Dee Dee for the beautiful workbooks. You know what? I feel like I'm in the wrong section, so give me just a second to share it. Oh my gosh, hang on. Okay, now let's try this again. I'm going to share my screen with all of you. Thank you guys for your patience. See what I mean about not knowing social media? I don't know how to use a computer very well either. So we're going to go over social media being a powerhouse for you. It's really something that if you're an online builder and you want to be an online influencer, that you have to start embracing, like I had to. I will tell you, I don't do any of my posts. I no longer do my social media because it's again, not my area of genius and not my area of joy. If you guys need help with social media, I have an amazing girl who does mine, and she is just incredible. Here's a great quote: you can't help someone get to the top of the hill without getting closer to the top yourself. So how are you going to teach someone something like being an influencer if you aren't getting closer to the top yourself? So I got to walk the walk. But I'm telling you, as much as I hate social media, I do all my own replies. I reply to everything. They just do the posting for me because I just don't want to take the time to create a post. I'll let you know, guys, I'm an interior designer, so I'm all about design and it being aesthetically pleasing, and I get too caught up in that. It could take me hours to create one post. So I don't do it anymore. So here's some quick tips on social media posting, posting content, what it should look like, the importance of your brand, and then the honesty and transparency of who you are. I think it's really important that you can spend years and years building up your brand and building up your rapport with people, and one nasty person can come in, whether they're accurate or not, and tear it all down for you. So you have to be really careful that you're constantly putting out positive. I recently had that happen, and it wasn't a good experience, and my response was no response, but to do completely the opposite of what they did, and to just reach out positively and do completely the opposite. I just felt like it was good karma out in the world. These are a great way to how to plan your post. Your post should be planned, by the way. You should have an idea of what you're doing. So if you're leading to a blog post, if you're leading to a program you have coming, you don't just one day, I got this great program, come. You start giving them little feelers like, hey, how many, for instance, daughter who does sleep. And if she was going to start a sleep program, I wouldn't want to see all of a sudden, hey, here's my program, it's $9.97, I'll see you guys in a day, sign up, it's gonna be great. You wanna be saying, hey, is this you? Are you waking up tired? Are you tossing and turning? Are you finding it harder to go? You wanna start putting all these things out and getting feedback and finding out what their needs are, because remember, we're gonna fill that need. So you're gonna fill your niche's need. So you wanna put posts that are gonna motivate them, empower them, inspire them, things that you can share. And again, there's in bold writing, do not sell. You are your brand, and I know we all have products. So let's just say, I love turmeric, I use it for everything. I'm not just gonna talk turmeric, turmeric, turmeric. I might share a recipe with turmeric in it, like how you can make golden milk with turmeric and how delicious it is. You can have it warm or cold and the benefits to your body. But I'm not gonna be selling that turmeric, right? I'm just telling about it, educating on it. So you sell once a week. So if you are selling your program, which is totally okay to do on social media, you don't do it every single day. You're going to do once a week. Pick your day that you are going to go out there and promote your program. You want to educate. It's so important. What are we as coaches? We're educators, right? We educate. We want to share our knowledge. So educate with everything you do and entertain them. Make it fun. I don't want to be talked down to. I want to have something super fun. I love creating monthly goals. So with my social media girl, we literally have a meeting once a month and I create my goal. Like for instance, I just launched my podcast. My goal was to get everyone buzzing about my podcast. But I still keep positivity. I do release a podcast on Monday, so the articles go out on Monday, so once a week. And we talked about how I envisioned that. And then we created a month of information for that. I determined what you want to share, create a calendar, a template. You're going to get one in here, so you're going to love that. Add content to your calendar, gather and create contact, and track post and promos. You want to see what your clients are looking for, what they're responding to, when they're responding, because it's super important. Like I specifically know what time of day my followers that get really active are looking for things. When you do a calendar, it's going to be so easy. Here's your social media checklist. I want you to go through this checklist. This is what you should be doing every week, every day, every month, every quarter. And go through this list once a day. Did I do all these things? The most important part of social media is showing up to answer, right? If I put a great post out there, I get a lot of response, and I don't show up to answer, what does that tell every single person who sees that? Even if my answer to them, because it's too personal to talk about in a post, so if they ask my opinion on a marital thing, I'm not going to go and say, oh, I think you should kick your husband to the curb, right? I'm not going to have a discussion about their marriage in a post. So you should definitely post in that group, oh, good question. I really would love to speak to you about it. It sounds like you've got a lot on your plate right now. Please DM me. So be sure you're responding to everything. And a little heart, by the way, in a situation like that will not do. Oh, heard ya. Did you? You didn't even respond to them. So they're smart, they're wise, and they're getting wiser, and they're looking for real experts and real influencers. So it's really important that you take the time to do all that. One of the most important things I see on here for every day is discover trending hashtags, and they change daily, which is fun, like motivational Mondays. I love motivational Mondays. And you can post your calendar based on that. Monday, I'm going to motivate. I'm going to motivate and lead back to me. And I can use all the motivational Monday hashtags. So here's what a mock calendar looks like. And I do use these calendars. So you could do Monday, this actually is kind of my calendar. Monday motivational, Tuesday tips, Wednesday is a wish list, things I wish for. Thursdays are great recipes and contents on food, are like just the quality of food you get. What about, you know, the food, how it helps your body. So Thursdays recipes, and Fridays I do follow-ups. So it's kind of, in my Facebook group, I follow up to see how people are doing. How did it work? How did that go for you? Here's a blank calendar for you to fill in yours. So it's super easy. You do not have to post 7 days a week. By the way, I suggest you don't. And you don't want to overpost. Like you don't want to post 10 times on Mondays and then have nothing on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And a great way, if you're only posting once in your feed, a great way to continue posting that gets even seen by more is to post it in your stories. So one motivational tip in your story, but you can go live, you can post a ton of motivational stuff in your stories, not in your feed. So one in your feed and multiple in your stories. And your stories disappear after 24 hours, right? So that's great. Here's a great tip. Here's some great tips on posting for Facebook, Twitter, and Pinterest. So I would totally read those and incorporate those. I'm going to go over Facebook posts right now. When you're posting on Facebook, I have experts coming to me all the time, and they're like, I'm posting all the time in your group and nobody's responding. And I'm okay, let's look at it. Let's see why. And we go into their post, and they have some really awesome posts. There usually is, they'll put their brand. So a lot of people will post over their brand, and it'll be something like, I don't know, I'm trying to think of one. Well, hang on, why am I on the spot right now? So it'll be something like meditation. Meditation is amazing. I meditate daily to relieve stress. That's great. But there is no room for engagement. There's no question in that. So how about if it was meditate daily to get a benefit? And if you're not getting that benefit, why is that? Maybe they'll type in because I don't meditate. And then that's a perfect opportunity for you to reach out and say, why don't you meditate? Do you not know how? Is it not something you're interested in? So it's a great way to open conversation. We're trying to open conversation so we can build that rapport with them and so that we can stand out as an expert. So the way you verbally write your post, and we're going to write some together in the group and post them, and we're going to post them out throughout each other's social media so that we can see what kind of response we're getting. These are great tips for doing your Facebook post. I use a lot of these tips, but again, I don't do a lot of my social media. I do a lot of my Facebook posting, especially on my personal page. But again, I have a social media girl who does my Facebook. She doesn't do my Twitter, but I don't focus on Twitter. I do post on there, but I don't really focus on it. So these are some great things for you to do to get more likes, to get more people to come see that. Again, if you are the best expert in the world and you have the best post, it should went viral. If it was on anyone else's site, it would have. If nobody's seeing it, what good is it, right? So we want to get you out there. We want to get you exposure and get your message exposed. So here's some great tips for when you're posting to Facebook. Here's some engagement hacks. Post consistently, and I do post consistently. Leverage your personal profile, so you want to link back to your personal profile as much as possible. Comment and interact as your business. I don't do this a lot because I am my business. So when I would change this to comment and interact as your brand. Follow your ideas. Follow your ideal followers, which I do. I go in and I follow people every day because I can't say I'm not getting followers or I'm not getting followers when I haven't even taken the time to check out other people's site and follow. The worst thing for me is when I have a really amazing follower. They comment on everything, and then all of a sudden I start building this rapport with them, and it's been over a period of, I don't know, 2 months, and we're starting to become friends and working together. And I realize I'm not even following them back. How bad does that look, right? So follow your ideal followers. Talk to people, not at them. So don't preach them, like engage in them, engage them in a conversation. As coaches, we're in the listening business, right? As experts, we are in the listening business. If we can't hear what they're saying, we cannot help them. One of the reasons I became an NLP practitioner was because it was so important for me to really be able to read my client and to hear what they're really saying. So when they tell me I'm exhausted and I'm thinking they're just not getting enough sleep, it could be a million other things. It could be they're just so stressed they can't take another minute. It's causing them all this exhaustion. But if I'm not listening to them, I'll never figure that out. So you want to listen to them. Comment bump techniques. So a comment bump technique is pretty easy. You're going to comment and share it, comment and share it, because then that person shares and then that person shares and you're tagging people. So that's a really easy way to leverage it. Let's see what else we have. Oh, here's some really great page information and group information. And what the difference, I get this question all the time. What's the difference between a page and a group? I prefer groups, totally prefer groups, because I have more control over who's coming in, what they're seeing, and how I get to distribute that. Plus, when I post in a group, it goes out to everybody. When I post on a page, they have to find it. When I go live in a group, it notifies everyone. When I go live in a page, they have to be accidentally there, right? So pages are great. I have a business page, but groups are a great place to build rapport and all that. So this is going to tell you the difference between pages and groups. Here's an engagement hacks for you. We just went over this. I went over that, so I don't know why I'm going backwards. Most for Instagram accounts. So these are must-haves for Instagram accounts. Create a business page. If you don't already have one, you're gonna want one. Because I can link when I have a business page, I can link it with my business page on Facebook, which means I have now limited myself to half the work that I was doing before. Decide on a strong brand strategy. Remember, you're your brand. So we are building that. The last few weeks, we've been building up your story. We've been building up your media package and your brand. And then we're going to put that blog out about your brand. So we're building a very strong branding package for you to put out there on social media. Edit your sharing settings, which is super easy to do. And again, I can help you with a lot of this, but this is not my field of expertise. And I can always ask my expert to come in. I'm sure she would gladly spend some time with you guys answering questions. So if that's something it turns out that you need in the group, I am so happy to help you with that. Here's what the perfect post should look like and what it should include. So when you're creating it, there's another page, I believe, that will allow you later on down to create your perfect post with a picture in it, what you're going to put in it, so you're attracting your client. Here's some habits that you're going to need to use. A lot of photos. So I go through and like other people's photos. I say hi to new followers. This is so good to do. It's a lot easier to do on Facebook, by the way, than it is to do on Instagram, but it can be done. It's just a lot of work. but you got to put a lot of work in your brand if you're building it, correct? Especially if you want to be an influencer. At some point, you will be able to pass this off to somebody else and you can just live in your area of joy, because this to me isn't joyful. I want to work with people. I want to change people's lives, and posting something just doesn't feel like it's doing it for me. But I definitely need those followers, right? Here's something on Pinterest. I love, these are reasons why you need Pinterest. So I had a Pinterest account and didn't use it very much. And then I released Best Holistic Life. It's an editorial blogging site. And I released the Best Holistic blog at the same time. And I can tell you that it was hands down the best thing I ever did. Thank you to Serena, who is the owner of The Amazing Woman Entrepreneur, which is a group I highly suggest you all hang out in. But she helped me build that Pinterest page to over 800,000 views a month that are people going and visiting my blogs, my posts, my website. So Pinterest is really growing fast, and it's a great way to get interest out there. So when I do post your blogs, that's one of the places that they'll get highlighted. It's super easy for me to track who your target market is there too. So these are things that you want to do to create more traffic. By the way, it's not fast going, it's slow. And sometimes you get things that are not going to help you. And I delete a lot of people. And sometimes, like, I have a lot of celebrity friends, and I'll post a picture of me with a celebrity friend, and all of a sudden masses of people come, and they could be from all over the world. They're not really my target market, and they don't always really add value to the page. It's just numbers. So it's kind of nothing. So it's not always the numbers that matter, it's the quality of those numbers. So if you built your group to 1,000, that could be freaking awesome for you. Rather than having 20,000 of people who really don't know you, they just saw a picture, wanted to follow you because there was a celebrity on it. So you have to be really careful when you're building it. I am going to let you guys read this because it's just tips for you. This is a checkoff for you. These are must-haves for success. You're just going to check off that you have them and that you're using them. And here's where you get to have some fun by posting in your favorite image and putting in the information to create the perfect post. Once you create that perfect post, we're going to share that everywhere, right? We're going to put your post out there, power in numbers, and we're going to collaborate together, getting each other's post out there. So I know that, and we can do it by shares, because I know that I'm telling you to only post once a day and everything else can go in your stories. So once we tag you on our post, you can share it in your group, and shares are totally different. You want to do shares to get other followers. These are ways to use your social media for business strategies. And I like this, and it doesn't work for everybody because we all come from a different place in our business, different stages. We have different needs and different goals. This is a really good checkoff list to help you, get the things that you need out of it as business, not as a personal account. There's a million personal accounts out there, but there's also a million business accounts. And we want yours to stand out. If I'm not already following you, you need to hit me up so that I can follow you, so I can be commenting and liking and sharing articles that you post. Again, keyword optimization that I'm not very good at, but I know it's super easy to just plug it into Google AdWords and find those keywords. I pay someone to do this. I think that I'll ask Lissa to come in and spend a day. She edits these too. So Lissa, if you're listening, I would love it if you could come in and spend 20 minutes talking to the group about the importance of posting, what people are looking for, and how to create the perfect post. This is my favorite part because I'm a collaborator at heart. I do not believe in competition. There is room for all of us. And whenever I can give to another expert that's trying to get a head up on something, I bring them in. I remember when I was working in corporate America, someone told me one time, "Why are you hiring smarter than you?" Are you freaking kidding me? Because the better they do, the better I look. And I would never hire down. I always hired up. I wanted people that were smarter than me, that could take care of things. I had no problem sending things to them, and giving them a task and not having to micromanage it, knowing that they have the skills to get that done. And so of course I'm going to hire up. And it was one of the reasons I was so successful. So you don't want to be that competitor says, oh, I can't bring her in. I don't want people following her and not me. You definitely want to bring those people in. It will do nothing but grow your business, your brand, and trust with people. So here's a few tips on collaborating. One of my absolute favorite things, one of the things we're going to do in here as a team, and you guys are going to see growth in your business because of that. And you're going to see growth in your conversion rates because of that. So if you're a nutritionist and there's an expert in fertility in the group, what would you do when someone came to you and said, hey, I need help getting pregnant. What do you know about nutrition and pregnancy? And you'd be like, that's not my field, but I know this great expert. And we just start collaborating with each other. So I think that this is my favorite part of any kind of post, is to collaborate, to mention other people, to link to other groups. And I think that they end up leaking back to you. Plus, when people see that, it's huge. Do one thing every day that scares you. We've already talked about this. And I put it in there a lot because social media is a very scary place. The whole reason I created Health Influencers Mastermind is because when I was sick, I didn't know anything about social media. And I went into the internet looking, and I was scared. I was scared, I was sick, and I was desperate. And I did not want to die. I wanted to be here to see my grandchildren grow. And I went in looking for help, and I wanted to believe every single thing because of my circumstance. And there was a lot of people in there that were, I called them product pushers at the time, and they just were selling a product. But I want everyone to understand the whole reason that there is Oh My Health, There Is Hope, and the Best Holistic Life is I want people to understand there is hope. There are experts like you in there. And I want to connect you with them, with clients that are looking for you. They're desperate, they're sick, and they're desperately looking for health answers. And you could be their answer. So my message throughout all of this, through Health Influencers Mastermind, through Best Holistic Life, through Oh My Health, There Is Hope, is to give people the message of hope, to let them know online is a very scary place, but it is also a place of hope. And there are real experts out there like you. When you're posting, I want you to start tagging me in your post so I can start sharing you. You can tag all the team, if you like all the group, but if you tag us, it's a super easy way for us to comment and share because we saw you have a new post. And when another expert, so for instance, when people don't know that, not everybody knows that Dr. D is my daughter, or that Dr. Tani is my daughter. And when they see a post on there from a Dr. D or Dr. Tani, automatically, even though they're my daughters, right? It gives me more credibility when a stranger sees that, wow, Dr. D posted, oh, that was Dr. Tani. And they think all of a sudden that post has more value. Well, it doesn't have any more value, but they're now seeing that message that they may not have saw before, which is the important part. So tag us all on your post, bring your post in the group. And the last thing I want to talk about social media, if you're not getting, you might have a really quiet group. There's 2 tricks that I use to get people engaged in conversation. The first trick is have your friend or someone that follows you in your Facebook group go in and post. I always make them put a colored heart afterwards. So if my daughter's posting, of course I know it's her, but I want other people who follow me know that's my daughter. And so she'll put a green heart. That way they know. I call them fluffers. They go in and they get conversations started. So the reason I learned to do this was I was doing a big talk and we were talking about breast cancer and breast health. And we were asking women questions and nobody was saying anything. And finally I was like, women, come on. I know you all have questions. We all have breast. It's all in the back of our heads. And I know there's questions. This is the time to ask them. I heard crickets. So I text my daughter really quick, who was in on the call, and I said, do me a favor and comment. I don't care what you say, just comment. And she commented something. And the next thing I noticed, everybody starts commenting. It was a floodgate opening. And I realized everyone was just afraid to be the first person to comment. So if you can get someone to break that for you, it really helps. 1 or 2 people will help break that. The second trick is I'm sorry, my nose itches. I built my entire, a huge part of my following on the power, I call it the power of a like. When nobody was commenting, but I would see 30, 40, 50 people hearting my post, why did no one comment? Well, was my post not engaging? Was there no room for communication, and opening up conversation? So I started reaching out to those likes. Hey, Jill, I saw you liked my post about such and such. What did you like? I would really love some feedback. And what is it you liked? What did you take away from it? How could it be better? Do you mind? And the next thing I know, not only are we building this huge relationship and rapport, they're posting on every single one of my posts. Like every time they saw something, they got to meet me in person, well, online in person. They felt this connection with me and they just started posting like, oh yeah, I love her. She's awesome. This is great information. And then it starts opening up those floodgates. So never poo-poo the power of a like. Go in there and reach out to those likes. So my goal for you this week is to go in and reach out to at least 5 likes a day, right? On a post that you've posted. And it can be a like, it could be a heart, but reach out to them and ask me, hey, I saw you liked it, and see what the response is. Start building a relationship with them and thanking them. Thank you for your input. It's very valuable to me. And just reaching out to them. My other challenge for you is to post, bring in to the group, your post. Let's post the incredible best post ever. And we're going to all share that post, right? We're going to work on sharing it with each other. So we're going to tag everyone in the group and we're going to go in and share, and we're going to go in and comment for each other. So let's try that with the post on social media. And in the meantime, throughout this whole thing, it's all about social media. If you're building an online business, right? We've got the story, we're getting the brand, we've got everything, our media packet, we're good, right? So now we got to work on social media. So as we're doing social media, we're going to work on doing lives, we're going to work on doing a bunch of other things, but let's keep the conversation open for social media. So as things come up for you, just bring them in the group, bring them to the group. Hey, I did post. What do you guys thought this all looked great? Nothing happened. We're going to find out why. And we're going to make sure we're hitting your target market. So thank you guys so much for listening this week. I can't wait to see you in the group and go over all your beautiful posts and share them on my sites. So thank you so much. And we'll see you next week. Bye guys.